Hi. Many people have this doubt: is mental illness real? Consider this. A person has a leg fracture and gets operated. The doctor advises him 2 to 3 months of rest. Nobody is going to say to him, "Oh, this is just in your leg. Go out, watch a movie, and you're going to be fine." You don't need surgery. If you have the will and motivation, you can get over your fracture. Is anybody going to say like this? No. Then why are these dialogues so commonplace when it comes to mental illness? Some say mental illness is just in your mind, just get over it. Of course, mental illness is in our mind, but that doesn't make it any less real. Is the mind not a part of our body? Is it not made of matter, chemicals, and connections just like every other organ? Of course, thoughts cannot be touched and emotions cannot be measured with a machine. But just because some aspects of the mind cannot be touched doesn't make it any less real. And some people casually say, just go out to a movie, you're going to get over your depression. See, depression or mental illness is not purely an emotional thing. India lost the World Cup and everyone got depressed. But that is not the clinical depression we're talking about. Chemical imbalances inside the brain causes depression or any other mental illness. See, it is like this. In the leg, it is a physical fracture, and inside the mind, it is somewhat like a chemical fracture. So, just like you can't expect a person with a fracture to run and jump, you can't expect a person with mental illness to do whatever he was doing before. And some people say, don't use these medicines, they'll numb and dull you. See, a fracture surgery can go wrong, but still we take the risk because avoiding the surgery is going to be more harmful. Similarly, avoiding treatment for mental illness is more harmful. Proper detection, early detection, and treatment is highly important for mental illness. Yes, medicines will have some side effects, but these side effects are very less, not so dangerous when compared to the suffering of the person. And some people, they say that, if you have the will and the motivation, you can get over a mental illness. Again, when the problem is inside the neurochemicals inside our brain, simply having the motivation and having the will isn't going to change things. Motivation can help you to give you strength to take you to the hospital and take proper treatment, but motivation is not yet powerful enough to change the chemical levels inside the brain. And finally, mental illness doesn't define you. Of course, you don't need to wear it like a medal, but still, you should be as free to talk about mental illness like you talk about physical illness like hypertension or diabetes. See, when you suffer from a fracture, you only suffer from a fracture. Similarly, when you suffer from mental illness, you suffer from mental illness, you're not mental. Just like nobody is going to call you fractured when you suffer from a fracture. Mental illnesses are not ID cards, not anymore. So, let's get back to the question: is mental illness real? Yes, mental illness is absolutely real, and we need to talk more about it. Why? Because there is no reason whatsoever for you to suffer in silence anymore. So, spare a thought on what I've said, and thank you so much for listening to this.